When living in a third world country, you don't have very many opportunities to get fresh drinking water. One more way to sanitize dirty water is with a UV light. These lights can come in many forms, whether from a bulb, like I have, from long tubes, or from portable tubes. So, first you take your dirty water and you have to strain it to get all the chunks and large pieces of dirt out. Here I have a cloth and another pitcher, and I'll just strain it. What you're left with in the cloth is the larger pieces of dirt that you could not have sanitized with light rays. Once you have your water, which is mostly clean, you take your UV light, position it over top, and turn it on. UV lights are an effective way to kill bacteria because they're chemical-free and very effective at taking out viruses. The only thing is that the viruses can sometimes hide in the shadows of other viruses, so in order for this to work properly, you have to be continually stirring it. There. Now you should theoretically have perfectly clean drinking water.
So I'm going to be filtering and sanitizing water by boiling it. So right now all I have is a smaller pot resting on the stove that's heated inside of a bigger pot with any sort of larger circumferenced item sitting over top so that when the water boils, it will boil up from the smaller pot, hit the larger dome object, and then drain down into the larger pot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in some dirt and soil just to represent what dirty or bacteria-filled water would be like, to see if there's a difference in the result after boiling it. So I'm just going to dump that in there, stir it around. So now the water is pretty dirty. And then I'm going to put this over top. And then I'll be back in about 20 minutes to see if I have clean water inside of the bigger pot and I just have the dirt and debris inside of the smaller one. So now after about 30 minutes of it just sitting there and boiling, obviously you can see that there are lots of water vapor droplets on top of the dome. And when you take off the dome, you can see that the inside pot still has very dirty water inside, but the outside surrounding pot has clean water. I wouldn't say that the water is 100% bacteria-free, but it definitely is an improvement from the original inside pot. So, if we take this off, you can then see the clear water that is inside of the outside pot.
Okay, so to purify water using bleach, we're going to need a clean cloth, a funnel, your bleach, your containers, and then your dirty water. So what you're going to do, first you're going to take your dirty water and we're going to filter it. So to filter it, you stick the cloth into your funnel and then you're just going to pour the water through. This will get rid of all the chunks and everything that are floating around, all the dirt and the sand and everything you don't want to be drinking. So by doing this, the water that's coming out the other side is a bit cloudy, but it doesn't have anything floating around in it. So what we're going to do, we have to wait about half an hour until all of the stuff settles down. And this is basically what you are removing from your water. Okay, so you're going to have to let this sit for about a half an hour, but I've already filtered some water, so we'll start there. So after you wait, you're going to take your bleach and you're going to pour about 2 drops into the filtered water. Then you're going to stir it until it's smelling like chlorine. So after that step is done, it'll be killing all the bacteria and everything in your water. So when that is done, it'll be drinkable. But this water will taste really like chlorine, so what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to aerate your water. To do that, you just pour the purified water back and forth from container to container, which will get rid of all the crap in it. All right. And this method is effective because it purifies the water and the containers, which will prevent the spread of diseases. It kills most but not all of the diseases that are causing bacteria in water. It would be most effective if you also boil the water. And a downside to that is that not everybody has bleach in poor countries.
So for my method of purifying the water, I'm going to use something called a water bobble, which is this. And it looks like a water bottle, but it has a filter in it, which filters water. So I have some gross water, and I'm going to filter it through a cloth to get all the gross stuff out first. So that all of our gross stuff like dirt gets out. And I'm left with this. It's kind of murky. So I'm going to see if the bobble will actually purify the water. So I'm going to pour it into the bobble. And the bobble is made out of carbon, the purifier, so it filters the water and it's supposed to make it taste better, I guess. So I have my stuff in the bobble and I'm just going to see if this works. I'm going to squeeze it into here. Oh, it looks cleaner. Maybe I'll leave a little for before and after. So there's the before and there's the after. Can't see a huge difference, but maybe I'll try it a couple times and see if that makes a bigger difference. So let's try it a second time, because this is already looking cleaner. We'll see if it cleans it even more. It looks clean. So I think the more and more we filter it, the cleaner it's getting. So compared to what it originally was to what it is now, I'd say the bobble does a pretty good job. So yeah, that's my method. And I think this would be sustainable in third world countries because a bottle like this can filter 300 bottles of water, which is a lot. And they can be inexpensive depending on what size you get them. I think this one was $13. So yeah, I would say that this is a pretty effective way of filtering water in third world countries. And if you use this method, the bobble, with any other method, like Nicole, Amanda, or Carly did, it'll make the water even cleaner and eliminate a lot more toxins and stuff. Because mine mostly eliminates it does eliminate the dirt and stuff, but it also eliminates, it said, some chemicals. So if you did this and then you use the bleach, which would kill even more chemicals, and the UV light, which kills even more chemicals, and the boiling, which purifies it even more, then you could actually have probably really fresh water and not a very high price, which is really sustainable.